Succulent, aromatic and bursting with flavour, the glorious tomato in all its many wonderful guises is undoubtedly one of our favourite things to grow. In this video, I'll be exploring a few tried and tested techniques that will help you to grow masses of beautiful, trouble-free tomatoes. Oh, and stick around to the end to find out what this little pill is and how it can help to boost both the health and productivity of your plants. Yes, really. Hi, I'm Ben Van Heems, and on this channel we share the best tips for growing an easy and productive vegetable garden. Seeds all plants at the ready? Great, then let's begin, shall we? Getting the most from your tomatoes begins with what variety you decide to grow. Choose wisely. It may seem obvious, but the varieties you grow need to be suited to your climate. Cool climate varieties for shorter growing seasons like mine, and hot climate varieties for very warm regions to ensure they can still set fruit in summer. Some tomatoes are more susceptible to disease than others, so look out for variety descriptions that promise good resilience to diseases such as blight. You may also want to seek out varieties known to give an early harvest, heavy yields, and of course superior flavour, or all of the above. Tomatoes love sunshine, so give them what they're after. A position in full sun, that means an average of at least 8 hours a day, gives the best results. Though if you're in a hot climate, you can get away with dappled shade. The soil should be fertile, free draining, and ideally shouldn't have grown crops from the same plant family, such as potatoes and peppers, within the past 2 years. You can really help your soil along by adding plenty of organic matter in advance of planting. Quality garden compost or well-rotted manure, applied lavishly, can supply enough nutrients to last the entire season, and it will help with retaining moisture, a lifesaver in the heat of summer. Tomato plants need space, not only to reach their full potential, but to encourage a good flow of air between plants, which should help to reduce the threat of disease. In most cases, this means leaving at least 2 feet or 60 centimetres between plants. Most plants need planting at the same depth they were growing at as a seedling or young plant, but not so tomatoes. Tomatoes can be planted a lot deeper because they can produce new roots anywhere along their stems. By planting deeper, we can create sturdier, more resilient plants that are primed to thrive. Plant deep at every stage, when transferring seedlings into their own pots by sinking them right up to their lowest leaves, and again when planting them into their final growing positions. Don't be afraid of dropping plants quite deeply into their planting holes. It feels counterintuitive, but you really will get superior plants because of it. Planting deeply is one of the reasons why grow bags like these, and shallower containers, aren't ideal, because they don't offer enough support. If you are using grow bags, be sure to buy bigger, well-filled bags. Plant only 2 tomatoes per bag, not the often recommended 3, and add an extra depth of potting mix using a special planting ring, or by pushing in a wide pot with the bottom cut off it. Tomato plants naturally sprawl. It's one of the reasons they can produce roots along their stems, to help them draw on more moisture and nutrients wherever they touch the soil to help fuel that growth. That's all well and good, but fruits left in contact with the ground soon spoil, which is why we train our tomato plants up off the ground. Proper supports enable this, while at the same time improving that all-important airflow. A sturdy stake may suffice for determinate or bush types of tomato, which don't grow so tall, but indeterminate or vine tomatoes need supporting along their entire length, and usually need regular tying in too. Use strong bamboo canes, string stretched taut, or tall tomato cages to keep those plants fully supported. Watering is one area where getting it right counts. Aim for consistent moisture as plants are establishing, and then once they begin setting fruit, let the soil or potting mix just about dry out between waterings. It's okay for the foliage to show early signs of wilting before watering, but don't push it too far. Inconsistent watering, seesawing between dust dry then sodden soil, encourages water to rush into the fruits when it's applied, causing them to split. The best time to water is in the morning, when plants are at their most active. The tastiest tomatoes are taken from plants that have access to all the nutrients they need. Add slow-release organic fertiliser around the soil at planting time, or apply regular liquid feeds using a formula specially formulated for tomatoes. Feeding tomatoes should also avoid problems with blossom end rot, which brings us on to our next item. Blossom end rot is a common complaint typically caused by a lack of calcium. Eggshells are full of calcium, making them very handy for your tomatoes. First, sterilise the shells by popping them into a warm oven for 20 minutes, or microwave on full power for 2. Crush them up, then add them in and around your planting holes. Shells take a while to break down, but you can speed this along by grinding them up to increase the surface area, or even dissolving the grounds in water to water on at planting time. Aim for about 2 eggshells per plant. Often though, the simple reason behind blossom end rot is irregular watering, which makes it harder for the plants to absorb all the nutrients they need. Blight is a far more serious threat. This disease can lay waste to an entire crop within days. Good airflow will help, as will watering at the base of plants so as not to wet the leaves. Many gardeners even remove the lowest leaves, specifically to improve airflow and minimise splashback when watering. Laying a mulch of clean, dry organic matter, such as straw, can also reduce splashback. Whatever you do, never water from the top. If blight is a regular problem in your area, then you may find the only way you can avoid it is to grow tomatoes in a greenhouse or other protection.
Mercifully, we don't suffer from tomato hornworms where I garden, but I sympathise with those of you who do, because hornworms can strip foliage with ruthless efficiency, and they're also annoyingly good at camouflage. Do what you can to pick them off as you find them, but to deal with them once and for all, head out at night with a black light or UV light, which will show them up as clear as day, or rather, clearer than day.
Pick your tomatoes in the afternoon if you can. The warmth of the sun will have developed all those rich aromas, and if you've watered in the morning, the fruits will have had time to really concentrate that flavour. Don't store them in the refrigerator, that'll just kill the flavour. Keep them on the countertop and aim to eat, cook or process them within the next few days. And that little pill I mentioned at the start of the video, it's aspirin, which is derived from salicylic acid, a plant hormone that stimulates its immune response. Dissolve roughly 600 milligrams of aspirin in each gallon of water, then mist spray it onto your plants as they are about to come into flower. Be sure to use soluble aspirin and not other painkillers like paracetamol.
Unlike when you water, in this case you actively want the solution to come into contact with the leaves, so be thorough. The plants will think they're under attack and will up their defences for the remainder of their lives, making them less susceptible to a real attack, and that includes blight. Not only that, but spraying like this is said to improve the taste of the final fruits and even their vitamin C content. Oh, and it'll even improve their tolerance to drought and cold. Is there anything aspirin can't do? And there you have it, a few tips of the tomato trade to give your crop a real boost this summer. Are you growing tomatoes this season? And if you are, what varieties are you growing? Please let me know down below. And boost your chances of success even further with our tomato growing playlist. There's everything in there from starting them off to how to ripen stubbornly green tomatoes. I'll catch you next time.